Hello everyone and welcome to Troll Homestead. I'm just going to give you a tour of what we got going on right now. We are going to develop this homestead into an edible oasis. That is the plan. We're sitting on almost a quarter acre here, and I wanted to definitely let you see some of what makes this special. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, here we have a ton of pots. That is going to be our future to be able to continue to develop different plants, different trees, be able to do some grafting and things like that, and then share some of what we have with other people, and also be able to propagate and use for our own purposes. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. We're going to go a little bit further, and now we have our chickens. This is very important to our little establishment here. I went ahead and built this nice chicken coop not too long ago with a nice basic fence. It goes out a little bit further here, as you can see. And the chickens that we have right now are the Rhode Island Reds. They're very, very good layers. I just got them laying about a half a month ago, and they're putting out about 7 eggs out of the 9 chickens that I have here. So they should be all putting out eggs soon so that we can have those eggs as well. I'm just going to go ahead and give you a brief tour. So this is the chicken coop here that I built with my own hands. It was quite a project. Here's what the chicken coop looks like inside. Very basic. Has 4 of the laying spaces there. They only use 1 of them, but they're very happy. They have some perches. Very nice. So let's go ahead and move on. From this spot, we're going to go ahead and move over to where I'm planting all my trees. So we had these Rhode Island Reds since they were little babies. So I've raised them completely from when they were tiny little chicks to where they are now. So basically, if you want to go here, we're going to show you what the ground looks like. So this is typical Arizona ground, nice and hard, deserty, very alkaline soil. It is not the best. It does not have any kind of organic material in it. No wood, no nothing. So we're completely starting from scratch. So I'm taking you over here to our first tree that was in this desert landscape. From the beginning, it was very, very poor when we got to it. It was growing, it was fine, but it was depleted of nutrients, and also it did not get much water. So now it's been properly fertilized. It's been properly amended with some soil and some mulch, and also some fertilizer. And we've also come in with watering it frequently. And now this has turned into a beautiful tree. It has grown about 4 feet since we put it in, and it is getting taller by the day. So this one does not produce any fruit. It's one of the only trees in this establishment that is going to not produce fruit. My plan is to have all of our trees produce fruit for us and be an edible oasis here in my backyard. So I'm going to go ahead and pan out here. There is a couple different trees here. The plan is to develop this. It's about like I said, a quarter of an acre that I sit on. I'm going to take it from where it is now, which is a lot of dirt that is not really that useful, and I'm going to cover it and put in wood chips and make it a lot more sustainable for the long term. So if we go here around, we'll come through the back here. This is where I have my composting. Basically I have the chicken manure and the wood chips, and then we have our table scraps, and we're able to break everything down. There's some of the wood scraps there. We also have some leaf mulching going on in there as well, and I turn that frequently. I am continuously adding to this pile, and then I rotate it to my other more finished pile to be used. So if you look farther down here, there's a lot of space, and each one of these pillars is going to have goji berry bushes. So it's going to go all the length of this entire way here. There will be 10 of them total. And then if we come a little bit further here, we can see quite a few things going on. So this would be one of the nut trees that we have here. It's going to be an all-in-one almond tree. There's going to be the second one is right next to it, a little bit further over there. These are the newly planted trees. They're not quite as established as some of the other ones that I have here. This is going to be a kumquat tree. It is doing very well. However, it's a smaller tree, and I'm going to go ahead and replace it basically today or tomorrow. And I'm going to put a Mexican lime tree here, and there's also another Mexican lime there on the end. These are the most established trees, one of the ones that we put in the first, so it's doing quite well. There's also some fruit already growing on here. If you can see, they're doing very well. However, it's a smaller tree, so I want to go ahead and transport it to another area so that it can thrive somewhere else, so I can have more space. If you see here, this is one of the nuts right here for that almond tree, all-in-one almond, beautiful tree, works well in this environment. So we have the Mandarin Orange, a whole ton of blooms on here. When this started, it was struggling, having some leaf curl. It had to fight through the winter. It was a pretty strong winter. There are some leaves that are still curled up, but it is coming out and blossoming very nicely. It's getting to be very strong and have lots of buds on it, so I am expecting a lot of fruit this go around. So beautiful Mandarin Orange. We're gonna also, up in this area here, we're gonna place another orange tree from my father's house. He has some beautiful orange trees that have also given him really good fruit, so we're propagating those so that I can go ahead and have some orange. We're going to move over here. We have the also well-established Mexican lime tree here. It has some budding going on. If you see, it's going to go ahead and produce some more fruit, hopefully for us this year. It needs to also get a little bit more mature, but it's doing well in its established area here. So just above here will also be some more trees. We're going to have a lemon tree, and we're also going to have a grapefruit tree. So if we go a little bit further here, this area here in the corner is going to have a pond. It's going to start off from the corner here, and it's going to trickle down, and it's going to come right where this fireplace is. We're going to move that into another area of our yard, and we're going to establish a nice fish pond that's going to have a a curved effect to it. And if you look right here, here's the lava rocks that we've collected, absolutely 100% for free. We tried to do as much as we can, just do labor and not have to pay for any of the materials. So we'll be collecting more rocks to add to this pile. This is the lava rocks. They clean the water. It provides micro nutrients, also microorganisms for the water. So it'll be really good for our fish pond, which we're going to put in tilapia, or we're going to go ahead and put in some rainbow trout so that we can also eat some of those fish. So we're going to go this way here. And if you can see, right over here in this corner, actually before we move on, we have some aloe vera here. We're planning on using that also in food to be able to have to eat. That's going to get larger. I have another potted 30-gallon one that I'm going to establish in the ground with these other ones and just keep building it so that we can have a nice luscious aloe vera in this corner here. So right here in this spot, I've also prepared a nice place here for my peach. I have two varieties of peach. One that is yellow peach that is going to go in this spot here. And then I have a white tropical peach that is over there. It's more of the sweet variety, has a little bit of a different outside. It's developing really nicely. So then we also have some gojis here that I already put in. Goji berries, very high in nutrients. They're very high in antioxidants. It's known to help cancer and all these other medical issues. So I'm planting quite a few of these to be able to go on each one of these rows of my whole entire yard, from this whole side going all the way around. Like I had explained earlier, there'll be 10 more there. So total we'll have 12 goji bushes that will hopefully produce quite a few. These are young plants. I just got these in the ground, and as you can see, there's already the spots prepared for the other two that will go here. Like I said, we kind of skipped over this area over here, but this is my fig tree. It's going to be the Black Mission fig. There's going to be 2 of these. They're well established right now, starting to put off those nice, beautiful leaves, and they enjoy what soil I have given them, and they are just starting to sprout up. So we'll see those and keep you updated on what's going to happen with those. If we go a little bit further here, we planted this particular apple tree. It is a green apple tree, and we planted this when it was very small. It was only about a half a foot tall. It was planted from a seed, so it was in a bucket, and it was grown from that. And then now we put it in the ground. It's only been about 6 months or so, and it's sprouted up super big within that time frame, and it's super happy. So this is one of our really prized possessions here that we've made better. So in this area over here, we're going to go ahead and drop in our basil plant. It has been thriving in a large bucket, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the ground right here, along with these 2 plants here. They have been here since the beginning, but I've also fertilized those, got them more established, getting them coming back to what they're supposed to be. There were some dry areas of these plants, and now they seem to be filling in and coming around. So this is the full tour of the backyard. There's going to be additions all the time that we're going to add some videos and keep everybody posted, but this is what I have to work with. It all started off as dirt, and it will become our backyard oasis. So stay tuned.